very much in awe of Bobby and really how he's taken on board creating his brand. He's got an incredible presence, he's incredibly iconic, and he's got a really powerful brand, and he's really embracing the power of social media and engagement to really escalate that. He is his brand.
My daddy sells houses.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, actually, salam, namaste, sat sri akal. Wherever you're watching us from the world, welcome to the ZMC Business Hour. Brought to you by the ZMC Network, a community channel created to bring communities together. The ZMC Business Show is a weekly show bringing you local business roundups and bringing you esteemed guests from the business world to come and share some pearls of wisdom with you, to come and share their expertise, their knowledge, and hopefully help us make our businesses better. We promise to bring you esteemed guests from within the business community. And today our guest, I'm delighted to say, is a bit of a phenomenon. Over the past 2 years, whenever you land at Birmingham International Airport and you look at the billboards, there's a common theme. When you arrive on a train at Grand Central in Birmingham, there's a common theme when you look at the billboards. When you drive around our great city, particularly around Five Ways, and you look up at all the billboards, you see a Sikh chap with a moustache. What a phenomenon. Bobby Singh, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Before we introduce Bobby, we'd like to play a little video just to give you a little insight into Bobby.
We're very much in awe of Bobby and really how he's taken on board creating his brand. He's got an incredible presence, he's incredibly iconic, and he's got a really powerful brand, and he's really embracing the power of social media and engagement to really escalate that. He is his brand.
My daddy sells houses.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, Bobby Singh. Bobby, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Truly honoured. I know it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a day for the paronti and the achar.
Yeah.
So thank you for accepting my invitation.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Look, namaste, sat sri akal, waheguru ji ka khalsa, waheguru ji ki fateh, and of course, assalamu alaikum, bro.
Thank you. So, if by chance some of our viewers don't know who you are.
Yeah, which is highly likely.
No, my question to them would be, where have you been? But just for the audience that possibly doesn't know you.
Yeah.
Could you just give a brief, because we have so much to talk about.
Sure.
And we all have a very short amount of time.
Okay. So look, I'm Bobby, yes. I live in Birmingham, and I co-founded Love Your Postcode, which is a property business.
Okay.
I founded it 10 years ago. Okay. And 2 years ago, I just decided that it needed to be a bit more, which is why you see so much branding and advertising. Because I just wanted to have I wanted to do something different. That's all it was.
Can I just remind the viewers, we are streaming live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. We have Bobby Singh here, and I know many of you are bursting to ask him questions. This is the show where we're going to keep it real and we're going to ask him direct. So if you have any questions, please, on our Facebook feed, ask the questions. The number for a live call into the studio should be beneath the screen right now. Please feel free to call in. It's not every day. We see Bobby everywhere. We see him on stages, we see him addressing audiences, we see him sponsoring events. But it's not often that we have a very intimate one-to-one with Bobby where we can get real and ask him some real questions. So I would invite you, and I'm sure Bobby would as well, and be as harsh and as real as you want. We have the man here today. He's not going nowhere. We want to know the man behind the billboard. So, Paji, when I personally when I came across loveyourpostcode.com,
yeah,
initially I thought that this is some government initiative,
sure,
or local government initiative. So what inspired the name
Sure.
loveyourpostcode.com?
Yeah, I was at a meal yesterday and black tie dinner.
Yes.
And I had the same question, saying I thought it was some sort of initiative to bring communities together.
When you look at the name,
Yeah.
and if you take
Yeah.
the brand Bobby Singh away
Yeah.
from it, no one actually knows that it's actually a letting agency or an estate agency.
Yeah, property.
It looks
I
like
know.
it's a government initiative.
I know.
So was that a strategy, or was that by mistake?
No. That was just I needed to do something that that had some positive vibration in it.
Okay.
And it had to be cool. It had to be funky.
Okay.
And it had to be remembered.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate. 7-8 years on, there is no other property business out there that uses postcode. So I'm the only property business in the UK
Yes.
that uses postcode. So therefore, it makes it very unique. Did I plan it that way? No. It's just that nobody
Just by
had the
mistake.
foresight. I was driving and I needed to create something with Love Your, because Love Your's really cool. And I was like, I need to
some
have
of the best
something.
inspiration comes
Yeah.
when you're driving.
Yeah. I was
I have
parked.
them, yeah.
I still remember parked at the traffic lights.
Yeah.
And it just hit me, and I said, postcode. Love Your Postcode.
Yes.
And that's how it all started. Registered it, trademarked it, and everybody aspires to live in that postcode. It's really important. Before you look at the house, what do you search for? What
postcode.
Exactly.
Yes.
So therefore, if it all starts from the postcode,
Yeah.
then it's relevant to property.
Yes.
It's relevant to you. And the nice thing is, people say, this is what happened yesterday, they said it makes us feel really great and happy, because when we just read it, it's positive. Love your postcode, a bit like love your community.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So what makes your business different? I mean, the letting agent industry, the whole estate agent
Yeah.
industry is so
Yeah.
vast,
Yeah.
and there's so many, and there's so much competition
Yeah.
out there. What sets you aside? What's different about you?
Look, I mean, many things set us aside, but I think fundamentally at the very top is an eccentric individual with a personality or a belief system that we're here to do something and we've got a very small moment to do it. So do it great, and do it in such a way that it fulfills many purposes. So
Yes.
it doesn't just fulfill the purpose of banka ladlo pese banalo and lotlo jinna lot sakadea.
Hanji.
That's a purpose a lot of people have.
Yes.
They're like, we're here, we're going to take it.
Smash and grab.
Yeah, smash and grab.
Yes.
We're going to be greedy. But when I look at our values, when I look at what I've been taught, my mum is always like, go Godwara, go and do seva, go and give, go and do, go and give. And you're like, okay, but when I'm doing business, how can I do that? Like, I can only do it if I go to a place of worship. But then when I started thinking to myself, I thought, in what you do, by giving to people,
Yeah.
you're winning, you're sharing, and it's charity.
Yes.
Because you're giving free information.
So how important has your faith been for your business?
Immense, yeah.
Because that's very transparent in all
Yeah.
your marketing.
Yeah.
And also I'd say your family values,
Yeah.
because I've seen your BBG on videos. I've seen your
Yeah.
I've seen your children on your Christmas campaigns. So how
But why
was
not?
that a message that you were trying to put
Yeah.
out, that it's a family environment, a family business?
The way I look at it is, I didn't have those opportunities
Yeah.
when I was little. My dad didn't have businesses, he didn't have money.
Yes.
We're from a normal little semi-detached house in Smethwick. Mom and dad worked on minimum wage. At that time, there was no minimum wage. Dad's philosophy was really simple. He goes,
Yes.
do it with truth and do it with
Integrity.
honest integrity.
Yes.
And I say, Dad, I remember when I was in my teens and in my 20s, I used to be that sort of son that used to measure my dad with everybody else and think to himself, Dad, look how much money they've made. Look how much wealth they've created.
Yeah.
And my dad used to always turn around and say, because he speaks Punjabi, he goes, "Una di gal shad. Una wal kon dekhda?"
Apne al dekh.
Ha. He goes, "Apna tum sahi rakh." He goes, and I remember, as kids, we'll always say things to our parents and it could hurt them inadvertently.
Yes.
But my dad is a simple Jat.
Yeah.
Simple jat. And he goes, oh, ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਰਵਾਹ ਕਰਦੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੇਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਥੋੜੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਬਰ ਕਰਦੇ because but one thing he goes ਕਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਮੰਗੀ ਨਾ never ask for money never turn around and put yourself in such a compromising position where you feel that you need to ask someone he goes don't mind giving he goes I give he goes but don't expect it back either with these little life lessons I built the business because I always wanted why should I turn around and consider my dad to be something versus someone else why should I compare my father why don't I compare myself you know the most important thing is my father is perfect
so you've tried to emulate your father's footsteps and you've tried to
if you say that if I did that then I'd be a milkman right now and I'd be a really good
in terms of morals and
values 100% but when I see my dad has worked really hard I've got it inside me that I will never work as hard as my father because I feel like today we can do it differently and we can do it in a smarter way and we can make our parents really proud they didn't have the same opportunities as us that doesn't mean today that we do exactly what they did cut threads in factories deliver milk we could turn around
they put us where we are today
they put us where we are but we now need to take the next step up so even in creating this brand this business involving the family I was the same kid that said, well, my father couldn't give me the privilege, but I want to give the privilege to my kids. And I also want to put kids up there that look different so that it motivates kids to turn around and be at peace and comfortable with just the way that they are. Why should they have to compare themselves when they can turn around and say, there's a guy called Bobby Singh, and if he can do it, we can. And that's it. That's all it was, Abid. It's like that boy that had all these fairy tale dreams and today, they've come true.
So the branding, you set up a letting agency. And I must admit, I came across your, I think, probably on Five Ways Island. I came across your big brand because my offices are there, and I seen this big green branding. And initially, as I say, it was apparent that this is a government scheme, some housing initiative, because we have a massive housing shortage in the UK. Particularly in Birmingham. And to me, my first reaction was that this is some
initiative.
And then as the days went past and you started coming out on social media, that's when I connected the dots and I thought, okay, this is Bobby Singh, this is Lovely Postcode, and this is where the connection is. So what inspired? I mean, there's so many mediums of marketing. There's so many ways of getting your message out there. And many would say that billboards are maybe not the modern way of marketing because you've got social media channels. You've got. I mean, everybody's glued onto Facebook, onto Instagram, onto LinkedIn, and companies are spending millions and millions every year marketing the business. What inspired the billboard campaign?
Easy. I was the boy that wanted to be on the billboards, so it was my dream. It was something that I wanted. You know, when I used to look, I didn't even know which business it would be that would put me up there. But I always aspired, if I was there, I would do something really creative. And I was going to represent Coca-Cola, Google, Apple. These are the businesses that sit on screens and billboards, big brands.
So did you take any inspiration from the likes of Coca-Cola?
Everywhere. I never looked, I didn't do what people did. I didn't look at adverts as adverts. I looked at adverts and I learnt from them. And I tried to understand. And this is before I even had a business. And I always said, okay, I wonder what they're putting across. I wonder what the message is. Oh, that's a really good advert. And as I got this, and there was always that creative edge, I was a guy that just wasn't happy working. I wanted to create a business. Wanted to be different, but then also at the same time create a brand, create something. But I never in a million years expected the brand on my image to take off. And that was a masterstroke.
So it's taken off really well, and you've become literally a household name. You say it was by accident, it wasn't all planned, although to an extent it was planned. How do you cope with all the popularity, all the stardom that comes with it? Because you've definitely become a bit of a household name. Everybody knows you, irrespective of faith or ethnicity.
It makes no difference.
They all know.
They all know.
How do you deal with that?
this is a gift. It's a blessing from God. He's given you something. The best way to deal with it is deal with it with humility.
Yes.
Turn around and look at it as a gift that He's given you, and He can take it away from you as fast as He gave it to you.
Yes.
You know, turn around and respect your position.
Yeah.
Turn around and accept that this is all He's doing.
Yeah.
And I always say, got him.
Yeah.
So it must be my good deeds from a previous life
Yeah.
that I've been able to get to this point. I feel very, very privileged and in an incredible position. The truth is, I didn't know how far and wide the brand had gone until last year. And only then did I realize whatever I say matters.
Yes.
And
and it does, because you've become an influencer.
Yeah.
You've become people listen to what you say, people follow what you say.
Yeah.
And in such a short period of time to achieve that, I think is remarkable.
But this wasn't a part of the plan.
Yeah, I think it's because, as you say, you've kept modest about it. You've kept it within means.
Yeah.
And you've managed it pretty well.
I don't know. I don't have a consultant. I don't have somebody. I'm going to tell you guys, I phoned Abid a couple of months ago just to ask him, Abid, how am I doing? Am I okay? And this is just to get the temperature. When I go out, people don't even talk to me like they used to.
Yes.
Like they just want a photo. I don't understand. Why don't you just talk to me?
Yeah.
So I have a very close network of maybe 5 individuals who I phone and I say, is everything
I think
okay?
Sometimes you can portray, and when you get into the limelight, you can portray an image where you're very hard to reach. And then breaking that barrier, people like yourself, showing the normal man that, I'm not hard to reach, I'm just like you.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to engage with you, I think can be very reassuring for the community. And I think that's probably gone a long way for your success, because you are very, very modest. I mean, I've engaged with you many times, and you're the nicest people on the on the planet. But sometimes the image from afar can be very misleading.
Yeah.
He's not going to even look at us. So you've managed to achieve that, and you've managed to contain that very well. And now in the community, whenever your name is mentioned, it's mentioned in a very positive manner.
And I say that's your dua, that's Ardas, and that's the people that truly love me. You see, I started...
I'll just stop you there 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are live in conversation with none other than the man behind the billboard, the great Bobby Singh. If you have any questions, any queries, you want to know about anything, about any part of his life, the number is beneath the screen right now. Please call in live. We are live on Facebook. If you want to put any questions to Bobby, please feel free to put them in the comments. We will ask. I promise you, we will ask him the question right here, right now, and he will give you a true and honest answer. We don't get this opportunity every day. We have him today, so make the most of it. Sorry, Bobby.
No, you're absolutely welcome. You mentioned many times now the man on the billboard, the man behind the billboard, the man. But you know what? This is like a dream.
Yes.
You're in this position, Abid. Like I never shied away from anything. Like I was always the individual that said, anything that happens, you take it front on. You don't be afraid.
So all this stardom, obviously, it's got its positives.
Yeah.
And you've embraced the positives, and you've done incredibly well. But it also brings on some negatives.
Of course it
does.
There's
been some controversies.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumours.
Yeah.
One particular incident at a cricket match.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that was a publicity stunt. I don't know whether it was calculated. But we'll just play the viewers a clip of what happened at the cricket match. What inspires a Singh with a pagri, a Khalsa, with a pagri on? I'll have to interrupt you there. We have a live caller in. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Hello. The call's been dropped. They'll come back to us. So what inspires a Khalsa, a Singh, to stand in Edgbaston cricket ground and at the top of his voice scream Pakistan's Zindabad and wave the Pakistani flag around.
Yeah.
What was behind that? Was that publicity stunt? Was it calculated? Was it naivety?
Sure.
What was it?
No, it was measured. It was measured. You see, like, I know that if I turn around and I support my brothers over the border, they will like fall in love with that. The opportunity to show love.
Yes.
If you turn around and spread love, amazing things can happen.
Yes.
I could have stood there and spread hate.
Yes.
But what am I going to get with hate?
Yes.
Like, so from the very beginning, remember I said I've got these values from my faith. And the number one value is show love, show ekta, to show that we are one.
Yeah.
So Gore invited me to this, and they put me on the balcony. Underneath me is 20,000 Musliman, and they're all watching New Zealand versus Pakistan.
Yes.
So I watch this match, and the Gore are feeding me, and I feel like royalty.
Yeah.
But when I look at my brothers at the bottom, they're all going like this. And they're all looking at me, go like this, Bobby, because they know me, because everybody knows me.
Yes.
And I'm looking at them going like this. Now, any normal person would have said hello, and that's it.
Just on the wave.
Okay, but because it's me, and I'm quite eccentric, I turned around and I said, when I turn around and I say Pakistan, this message will go around the world.
Yes.
I didn't phone.
And that it did.
Okay, and I didn't consult anybody. I didn't turn around and say, okay, I'm going to consult someone. No. What I did was, with the grace of God, I firstly asked myself, why am I invited to this match? The Gore made a mistake. They've invited me to a Pakistan match. I don't even support Pakistan. But before I was going into the stadium, I had all of these brothers hugging me and taking selfies with me. When I felt that love, Abid, I was like, yo, I am one of them. I'm one of you, and we are one. And they're like, Bobby, we love the movement. We follow you on social media, on LinkedIn. So, you've got to think to yourself, why am I holding back? Am I standing in this position on a balcony? And am I just being neutral? What if I just turned around and say Pakistan Zindabad? The moment I said that, all of the cameras, all of the love, everything turned to me, and they were looking great.
I think that video reached all corners of the world. There was a lot of positives to that, and I totally appreciate that there was a lot of Pakistani supporters within the stadium, and you wanted to be one with them and show them your appreciation.
But why?
What were the negatives of that?
Yeah, but why? There's more to it than that. When I look at what we're doing and how diverse Birmingham Midlands is, and when I look at what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message is to the world, that we're all one, underneath it, we are all one, we've got different beliefs, different systems, different countries. But why can't we show love? Why can't we show that brotherhood? Why can't I stand there on that balcony? I can either stand there and pretend to be somebody posh and somebody that everybody is expecting, he's not gonna look down and associate with us, because I was sitting up there with some very famous individuals, really well-to-do people, but I felt like, you know what, I don't even belong up here. I belong down there. And I've got a choice today. I can either watch the match and go home, or after lunch I could turn around and I could say Pakistan Zindabad and disrupt the whole of this stadium. And then I knew it was possible, because I was watching how everybody downstairs was taking turns to say Pakistan Zindabad. But I thought, when they see a Sardarji do it, it will fill their hearts with love. And that love was carried around the world, because the internet, it's in the news. The internet broke in Pakistan because the messages were shared. You had all of the council, the Pakistani council, Imran Khan's people, sharing these on Twitter and social media. But let's go back to, if I wanted it publicity, I would have definitely have put Love Your Postcode in there. I would have put my brand in there. I would have put my name in there. It was nothing to do with that. It was a simple reaction. It was a simple thing to do. The negative, why? I don't even look at the negative. But when I got attacked, it was ruthless. It was disgusting. And the attack was from all of the people that don't understand this whole thing. I would say a lot of people are haters, they're racist, and there's just this underlying tone.
It's lack of understanding.
It's lack of understanding. There's a lot. I think people are very two-faced. They're two-faced. They will say things to make themselves sound great, but when they see something which is different, their real colour comes out. Why would you want to do it? So the backlash was, who do you think you are in sport in Pakistan? And I have a God-given right to sport whoever I want.
Yes.
And they said in the context of sport, I said in the context of anything that you want it to be.
Context of humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the attacks didn't happen with me. They happened on social media. They happened in communities, in clubs, in bars, in pubs. And they were like, Bobby, people really don't get it. You've really divided the opinion. There's people that like the movement and there's people that don't stand for it. How do you turn around and reverse what's embedded in us?
Yes.
Since a very young age?
I'll stop you there. We have a live call. Viewers, can I just remind you, please, the number is beneath the screen. Feel free to call in and ask Bobby any questions. Ask on our Facebook live feed, our Instagram feed, our LinkedIn feed. We have a live caller. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yep.
Hi,
Welcome to the show.
Zishan, actually, I'm from Birmingham.
Hi, Jishan. Welcome to the show.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. I'm a huge fan of, obviously, your work, Abid, and I've learned about Bobby, I think, in the last month or so, and I like what I read.
Thank you.
The question I've got is, how do you actually, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so how can you actually maneuver and, run your business without making things an obstacle, So if you're an Asian person, you might make, because of racism, I can't do this, and this. Because of this obstacle, I can't do that.
Okay.
How do you make sure you keep walking, keep running, keep learning, keep running your business the way you are without having that mentality of obstacles
Great question.
and people talking negativity
Great question.
you.
Ishan, thank you, bro. I really appreciate you calling in. This individual does a lot himself.
Yes.
Yes. So, Ishan, thank you for calling in. It's an absolute honour to have you on the line today. Look, in Sikhi, we have this thing called Chardi Kala.
Yes.
So, as a Sikh, because I'm baptised Sikh, I'm a Khalsa.
Yes.
We have this outlook which is always positive. You don't look at the negativity.
Yeah.
If you dwell in the negativity, you can't even get out of the house because you'll be depressed.
Is the glass half full or half empty?
Always full.
Yes,
Forget the glass. We smash the glass.
Yes.
I don't even believe in the glass.
Yeah.
There is no glass. The world is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the outlook that I have, and that's the outlook everybody should have. The issue is that we're always going to have pessimistic people, negative people, but those negative people can't slow us down. They're just doing what they're good at.
Yeah.
We're doing what we're good at. In the end, good always wins.
I suppose you are the consequence, or you are the result of the people that are close to you.
Absolutely.
And if you associate yourself with positive people, your outlook will always remain positive.
Yeah.
And if there's one negative person in that, they will drag you down. Negativity is always there.
Yeah.
We've faced it. Racism's been there. We've faced it. But you overcome that by creating an environment for yourself and creating a safe space for yourself where the people around you inspire you.
It's true. But also, you don't accept racism or hate. You don't accept negative.
Yeah.
So if somebody comes into my space and is negative, I have enough confidence and attitude to stop him and push him out.
Yes.
I have no space for it. I have no room for it. Abid, I'm saying this, and I'm saying it with honesty and integrity. I'm yet to meet somebody who's racist face to face. They wouldn't dare come near me. And that's the position I hold today, and I will forever hold.
Yeah.
If you're racist, you will never come near me.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. If you didn't like what I did, you will never come near me and say it. Because what's happening here is, they think they can influence you and persuade you with the negative power, and that negative power has no consequences on an individual like me.
Right.
So for me, they would cross over the other side of the road, but they dare not come in my path.
Zishan, are you still there? Thank you for your call, Zishan. Thank you for your call, Zishan, and I hope that answered your question. Viewers, I will remind you again, we have Bobby Singh live in the studio. The man behind the billboard. Please feel free to comment on our Facebook feed, call in with your questions, and share this post, share this feed, please. Let's get the message out there. So, Bobby, we were talking about the negatives that came out of the incident at the stadium, and you obviously received a lot of positivity, but an equal amount of
confused
negative
people.
Yes.
Yep. Very confused people.
Right.
Yeah.
So as well as that, in your when you've pushed your brand out, what's been the negatives? What's been the challenges for you? I can list many, but we want to hear it from you.
Do you know?
Because obviously with the immense success you've had, and I won't call it success, I call it immense success.
Yeah.
Right? There's got to have been some very, very challenging times.
Sure. Okay. Look, there's challenging times, but in what context? You know,
business, personal. Because I think I look at you and I think for you, business and personal are one thing.
Yeah.
Your work is your is personal life.
Yeah.
You are who you are.
Yeah.
You are your brand.
Yeah.
Okay. So
challenges.
Any challenges, whether they be business or personal, they're going to affect.
Yeah.
The Bobby Singh brand.
Okay, the government, the council, Sandwell Council, they attack me every week. They put tickets on my vehicles. We've got like 20 cars. They're always forever slowing me down, hurting me. They don't want to see me succeed. If you go around Birmingham, you see we've got 54 roundabouts, and they don't allow me to put my image on the roundabouts.
Yeah.
So we control all the roundabouts, in and out, in and out. And I want to put my image there. And these people are like, no, we're not going to put your image on these roundabouts because someone in the council doesn't like me. And there's a good reason for this. When I started off 10 years ago, I turned around and I did several things. Number one, I turned around and said I was number one. I'm already number one. I'm the best. Nobody else is like me.
Self-proclaimed.
So yeah, absolutely.
Own it.
Confidence. Owned it.
Yes.
And I remember like they done me over £10,000 fine, and they blacklisted me, tarnished my name. Like I looked at my wife and I was like, you know what? I'm broken-hearted. I don't know why they've done this. I was just starting off, all because I said I was number one and award-winning. But that gave me fire in my stomach. It gave me the fire that I drive today. You see, they didn't want me to prosper. They didn't want me to do well. So every time you say I'm doing really well, someone somewhere is really hurting.
Would you put that down to racism, or what would you?
I would put that down to they didn't like Bobby's confidence. They didn't like his attitude. They didn't like that Bobby said he was going to come and change everything, and they said, no, you're not, and we're going to stop you. Look, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, we have created big products in our business, and every year trading standards and Sandwell Council come in and they do shopper like
inspections.
Bobby, inspections, and they're sending tax men down. Tax people want to know where's all this money. I've had tax inspections. I've had people saying, yo, the man's hid £1 million and we know where it is, and the inspectors have come expecting to find £1 million hidden somewhere. I've got all these officers, all these people, and I'm thinking, why are you doing this? And that was one of the inspirations why I became the face of my brand. Trading Standards said to me in 2016, they said, Sandwell, his name's Tony. Did that body? Tony.
Hopefully he's tuning in.
They watch. Everybody watches because they're all making notes. What's he doing? Where's the money? Because they want payday. They want money. And I remember he said to me, he said, Bobby, keep your head down and you'll be fine. And I was like, so what he implied was...
So you did the total opposite.
I did the opposite. So when you say, why did you become the face of your brand? Because he said to me, don't rise above it. Let your wife run all of your businesses for you. And I said, really? Don't do it. He made me. When you say, Bobby, was this calculated? What was it strategic? No, Abid. These were episodes in my life that turned around and made me more lion. And when I say, remember the hashtag I use, be more lion, share the bono, share the wanga gujo. Don't turn around and be weak. Turn around and do things that defy the norm. And I'm sure he's looking right now and he's thinking, I tried to shut him down. I tried to tarnish him. I tried to do this. We sent the tax people. 1 year tax investigation took place. 1 year. And it was like, where are all these? They had so many questions. And in the end, they walked away with it. Oh, they sent me a letter. I've got to share this with you. Bobby Sig, you owe £500,000 in unpaid tax. So watch this. I'm going to share this with you guys. And you're going to say, what? Like, this is how Bobby's made it. They sent a letter, and I'm going to share this letter with you guys because I don't just make things up. They sent a letter to me 2 years ago, and they said £500,000 in tax needs to be paid to us, and we're going to give you 14 days to pay it. I phoned my accountant, and I said, what shall I do? And the accountant goes, we've got to do a full check, full
Audit.
investigation. And he goes, tell me something, Bobby. He goes, you can tell me, I'm your accountant. Tell me the truth.
Basically.
Yeah. And I said to him, I said, look, man, I said, I go, look, and he goes, we have to do, it's going to cost you 25 grand. We have to do a 3-year audit of all of your paperwork. And I was like, £25,000. What about if I just say to the tax people, show me how you calculated $500,000. Show me how you calculated it and I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Abid, for 6 months, they couldn't respond back to me. My accountant said, give me 25,000 and I'll do a full check. And I said, we know we haven't done anything dodgy.
Yeah.
So when I threw the question back to the tax people, show me your calculation. Show me your calculation for $500,000. You know what? They sent a letter after 6 months saying we apologise. There's been an error. Do you know what it came down to? The
tax bill.
The tax bill.
Yeah.
0.
Well, I'm getting questions coming into my ear. Ladies and gentlemen, can I remind you again? We are live in conversation with Bobby Singh. Please feel free to call the number beneath the screen, ask him live questions, share our Facebook feed, share our Instagram feed. And if you have any comments, any questions, please feel free to ask them. So, Bobby,
grill me.
I've had a question about air, which is very personal.
Grill me. Hold on, 1 minute,
is very
guys.
personal.
Grill me, Abid. Grill me. I don't want you to be nice to me.
We're not being nice to you.
Okay.
Right, we will grill you. So, last year, 2019,
Yeah.
stroke 20.
Yeah.
I personally seen you headline many of the major events in
Yeah.
Birmingham. The Brit Awards, the Birmingham Awards.
Yeah. I've lost
What
count.
was your
Ustad Fateh Ali Khan
budget spend last year on marketing? Very personal question.
Let's just
And you
say,
know what the next question is going to be.
yeah, wait.
Round figure.
Yeah, let's just say, you know what? It is big numbers, but I've got to tell you something. I've got to tell you something. I never loved money.
Yes.
Wait. The tax man.
But what I'm trying to, for the
Understand
viewers here,
how big?
What was the spend?
Yeah.
And then what was the return on investment?
The return on investment is love.
Yes. Just love.
Just love. How much does it cost to build a household brand?
Yes.
How much does it cost to walk down the road and people coming over, take photos with you and give you love and turn around and say they love what you're doing? How much does that cost? It costs a lot of money, doesn't it?
Yes.
Let's just say I spent everything to build that position.
Okay,
and
I've got
I wouldn't
another question
change
coming
it.
in.
Yeah.
Now the questions are coming in thick and
Okay,
fast.
fine.
So we've had a caller who's asked, if you're new in business
Yeah.
and you haven't got the spending ability,
Sure.
the capability, what do you do? Because obviously the biggest key thing these days is brand awareness, getting your brand out there, and the way that you've done it is an example for everybody. But not everybody has the resource or the
Sure.
finances to be able to kind of copy what you've done.
Sure.
What advice would you give to the viewers
Okay.
who are new in business, aspiring, got some great ideas, got some great ambition, but haven't got the capital behind them?
Okay. Look, be creative. You have to be creative. Remember, you have the opportunity to turn around and create something viral. You can do it with just your social media influence, your presence. It has to touch people's lives. It has to be something positive. And if your brand on the back of that becomes successful, then you've done it on a shoestring of a budget, because you've got to allow people to share it. So let's just say, for argument's sake, when I look back 10 years ago, in 2008, I didn't have 1p to rub together.
Okay. So where did your capital come from?
Just being smart. Just being
You
smart.
spent a time at KPMG as well.
Hold on. Wait. You jumped it. So watch this. Where did the money come from? What money? I started from zero.
Mm-hmm.
A Muslim came into my business. A Muslim. His name is Abdul, and he came into my business in 2009, and he said to me, I want the property, but I don't have enough money to put down for a deposit.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, then you can't have the property.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he says, but I want the property. And I said, yeah, but brother, this is how it works. You pay your rent and you pay your deposit and you get the house and an admin fee. Abdul turned around and he look, you know, we believe God himself acts through people. Now, if I looked at Abdul any commercial decision should have been, no, you can't afford the property and I'm not going to help you. But because I just started this business and it was 4 weeks in, 3 weeks in, he comes in, I've got no money, and I remember thinking to myself, but maybe there's a soul of God inside this guy and I've got to help him. Yeah. He said to me, he says, I don't have the £600-700 to give you as a deposit, but I've got £150 and you can keep the 150. And I said, what do you want me to do with that? He goes, just keep it. You keep it. And I said, but what about the deposit? And he said, I don't have it, but if you can keep the 150. And I thought to myself, you know what? This is crazy. He's giving me £150 and I'm £150 more richer. That is actually a good position to be in. But if he damages a property, I have to pay like £700 to the owner.
The landlord, yes.
To the landlord.
Yes.
And I'm teaching you something very important here, and all of your viewers. I gave him the opportunity. 10 years on, he's still inside the property. But he opened my vision to a new concept of estate agency. Yeah. One where you have a club and you give properties to people and they pay you a fee and you guarantee them. So you guarantee them, and that £150, that is what made me a millionaire. And you'll say, but I don't get it. Watch this. I applied that for 10 years with everybody that came through my doors. The same outlook.
So you
I don't take a deposit.
Guarantor.
I became a guarantor on thousands of properties. Okay. And on thousands and thousands of properties, I said to every one of my clients, don't worry, so I'm guaranteeing it.
It's estate agency being a bit smart. So you've thought out the box. You've been creative. And you've created
club membership.
Yes.
Zero. The name I gave it was Zero Deposit.
Okay.
Okay. Sandwell Trading Standards came into my business 5 years after and said to me, this is illegal. What you're doing is wrong. You can't do this. And I was like, what gives you the right to tell me what's right and wrong? And then I had to put a case in front of them, and they looked and they scrutinized. And after, remember I said they're always measuring me, always monitoring me. What happened with this guy? And you want to understand, why has Bobby got so much love for Mussalman? Remember, he changed my life. His name is Abdul. He lives on Hugh Road in Smethwick. He's still my client, and I can put him on the phone right now in 2 minutes. Why don't we get him on as a caller? He is the one that made me realize if I show love to people, and I'm a man of my word, and I have to guarantee all of these properties. Okay. But if I look after people, I will become rich.
Yes.
The alternative is what? Is to what? Run a business like everybody else? Everybody else is struggling.
You thought out the box.
Absolutely.
You've done something business.
Wait, different. 1 minute. If you look at the word zero deposit today, Zoopla owns it.
Okay.
Zoopla trademarked zero deposit.
Okay.
Today, there are concepts like ours that we created 10 years ago, and they're billion-pound products in the industry. And what they're doing is they're allowing everybody to move around for £100-150, because this has revolutionized the industry, because people don't have enough money for a deposit.
Yeah.
But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਹ ਦੇਖੋ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਬਾਰੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਨਾਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਬਣਾਇਆ, ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ. ਗੋਰੇ, you say, Bobby, were they racist? I still don't believe they were racist. I think they're just stupid. People that work in councils, people that work in governments are stupid people. They're not entrepreneurs. They don't understand the private sector.
Very controversial.
Let me explain why. Sandwell Council will never sit with me on a table, because every single time Sandwell Council tried to stop me from being a budding entrepreneur. I had the multi-billion-pound concept.
Yes.
What did they say? They say you can't call something zero deposit because it's misleading, Bobby Singh. You are misleading people. So why did Zoopla get the trademark for zero deposit? I have all of this in a paper.
Okay. So, in the face of adversities, in the face of challenges, you rose above and you built your brand. And you are what you are today, which is incredibly, incredibly well known. And your business is doing incredibly well. Just before we part, and it's been an absolute pleasure, 5 tips for our viewers. 5 tips on, because you've obviously started from humble beginnings. You've built it from the ground upwards, and today you have a very, very successful business and a very successful brand. Before the 5 tips, just a personal question. If you take Bobby Singh away from the Love Your Postcode brand, what happens?
I guess I am Love Your Postcode.
Yes.
I am Mr. Love Your Postcode.
Is that not dangerous?
No, not really. The problem that I've got is Love Your Postcode is exploding right now.
Yes.
It's literally exploding. Like, there's so much business going on. But I can make it go 10 times faster if I didn't have so many opinions.
Yeah.
So if I didn't turn around and I didn't support people or I didn't support causes, it could actually go even bigger.
Yeah.
But because Bobby Singh is slowing down Love Your Postcode, because Bobby Singh has an opinion, remember, people that become rich don't have opinions. They are everybody's friends.
Yes.
They stand with everybody. So that's the
and
issue.
You stand loud and proud.
I stand loud and proud.
Yes.
I'm happy to do
but don't you
less
think
business.
It's I mean, there may come a time when you can't be the face. There may come a time when you can't work. You know, affiliating yourself so closely.
Yeah.
Is that not a worry?
Love Your Postcode would not be where it is without Bobby Singh.
Cool.
And Bobby Singh would not be where it is without Love Your Postcode. So the two go hand in hand. The only difference, the difference with ours is sabr.
Yes.
I'm happy. Dad said, "Bond de utte bhi kaam kar lo, but anak de naal karo." Do it with anak. And I say with my business and the way that I do things, I will work with people that I like. I pick and choose, Abid, and this is important for you people to understand. I pick my clients. No longer do I let them pick me. By becoming the face of my brand, I am actually telling them, I own it. Now it's up to you
So
if you want.
that's a golden nugget there.
It's a golden nugget. It's a golden nugget.
Pick your clients, don't let them pick you.
That's it. That's the secret.
Yes, that's a golden nugget.
And
there.
it saves, there's so much saving. It saves time, it saves heartache, it saves wrong investments. By becoming the face of my brand, I am saying to people, if you don't like me, don't use me. But you know what? I'm not going to change. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They think, Bobby, what's the competition? Who else is doing the same concept? Nobody. So there is no competition.
5 nuggets.
Okay, so my 5 nuggets are this. You've got to have the attitude and the belief system. You've got to remain humble and have humility. Always give credit to Allah, to Ram, to your Guru, to Waheguru, whatever. Never ever take credit. So even if you say, Bobby, you've made it, you're great, you're amazing, don't turn around and go, yeah, I know, ain't I amazing? You look like the biggest fool. Always turn around and say, I don't know what you're going on about. So never ever turn around and accept you've made it.
Yeah.
Because the truth is you've never made it and you will never make it.
You're always growing, you're always learning.
But the thing is, don't be greedy. My father always said, son, have a roof over your head and an honest day's work, living is perfect. And I still say to this day, my ambition, my driver was just the simplicity of my father and my mother. My mother said, Gurdwara ja, matha tek, seva kar, and listen and do Waheguru Simran. And my father said, thode paise kamala. But you know what, Bobby? I remember I struggled with depression just for 6 months. So to come out of that situation with no money, with losing everything, this is an amazing position to be in. So I say to people, look, don't get depressed at your situation. Look at the positives in your situation.
And there's always positives.
You're
There's
breathing.
always positives.
You're living. You've got a home.
We can sometimes get so honed into the negatives that we kind of miss the obvious positives. And which again goes back to having that support network around you, which is positive and can point it out for you.
Always take everybody with you. Everybody. Spread an immense amount of love. People will look at you like crazy. Like, what are you getting out of this? You're sponsoring and you're headline sporting. You're standing on stages. You're representing things that you don't even need to represent. You stand on stages which you could be on stages 10 times bigger. And I've always said, I stand for those that stood with me. I never looked at somebody's financial worth. I didn't measure them by how rich they are or how successful they are. If you look at my people, they're all poor, just like me. Super poor. But you know what? Their hearts are massive. Una de naal kam karo, jinna de kol dil a. I always say, una di seva karo, serve those that need help. So my number one priority was always to put the tenant first and to serve the tenant, because in them I see God. I don't see as much humility and God in the rich. They've got plenty. I never work with those that don't know how to respect others. So if you can't respect your tenant, don't work with me, because I can't work with you because my values are different. I always think, look, this individual, he needs your help, and God will look at you like just with so much fondness if you turn around and help God's banda. ਇਹਦਾ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ help ਕਰੋ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. Okay, the other thing is, people will turn around and they expect you to fit into the confinements of normality.
Yeah.
Don't do normal stuff.
Step out the box.
Step out, man.
Out the box.
Turn around and go and watch a cricket match.
We've just had one last question come in. Which is one, you know what? It's gone absolutely crazy today. So we all have somebody that we aspire to.
Yeah.
You obviously aspire to your parents.
Yeah.
To your
Yeah.
creator.
Yeah.
But in modern day, who would be that one person that you would say, yes, that's one person that I aspire to, and that's one person I keep an eye on, and I like what they do, and I try to follow them?
Yourself?
Oh yeah, Randy. Oh yeah, Randy.
It's obviously, Ahmed. No, it's you. It's you.
I'm blushing now. Live TV, I'm blushing. No, seriously.
Look, the thing is, this is to be being honest. There are so many people doing amazing work.
Yeah.
So many people. And, you know, yourself included. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I don't look at the stars. I keep my feet firmly on the ground. I think there's superheroes in our own community. Ishan, the individual that called in,
Ishan, yes.
he's a superhero. Yeah. He's doing Islamic aid, or, you know...
No, I think it was Zishan. He does social media.
Zishan. Is that Zishan?
Yeah.
So you've got people like Zishan who are doing amazing things like Islamic relief.
Yes.
So you've got superheroes. Why turn around and look to other countries and other worlds when really there's people that should inspire you sitting next to you?
Around you, yes.
Absolutely.
Bobby, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Bobby Singh, the man behind the brand, loveyourpostcode.com, the billboard man, inspirational individual who has shot to incredible heights in a very, very short period of time. Thank you very much for your insight today. Very, very inspirational, actually. Very inspirational. And I'm sure it was very useful for the viewers. Thank you to all the callers who called in. We had loads and loads of questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all of them, but we had a lot of questions. And I promise you, week on week, we will bring you interesting and fascinating characters. So have your questions ready. ZMC Business Hour, brought to you by the ZMC Network, bringing communities together. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next week, same time, same place.
We're very much in awe of Robbie and really how he's taken on board creating his brand. He's got an incredible presence, he's incredibly iconic, and he's got a really powerful brand, and he's really embracing the power of social media and engagement to really escalate that. He is his brand.
My daddy sells houses.